What's up, everybody? This is the veteran handyman. In today's episode, I got something that you probably have never thought about or even seen in your life. But I'm about to teach you something different, something that it's going to save you a lot of money because a lot of you think you can buy cheap, buy online, buy on sale, save some money, but I can tell you sometimes saving a few bucks, it's not worth it. And that's exactly what I'm about to show you today with proof. And this is not the first time. So let's get started. So in today's job, I'm replacing 3 ceiling fans, but there's something special about the ceiling fans that usually you don't run into very often. And that is, all of them died within a few months of each other. Isn't that weird? My handyman, these ceiling fans are probably like 15, 20 years old. And that's why they all died. Well, let me break it to you. No, these ceiling fans are actually about 3 years old. They look brand new. I mean, they were dusty, but there was nothing wrong with them besides them not working. So initially, I assumed that it was a power issue because I've encountered this in the past where I show up to somebody's house and then they want me to replace a ceiling fan. I gave them a quote. I showed up, and then it ended up to be the remote, or the breaker went off, or something went off, and then there was no power to the ceiling fan. So I simply fixed the issue, and then I saved the customer money. So that's exactly what I tried to do today. I checked power to the junction box. The neutral was fine, the hot was fine, ground was fine, the remotes were fine, the batteries were good, and I took one apart, and I noticed very quickly that this one did not have an external receiver. Most ceiling fans out there have external receivers, especially if you have a remote. And the reason for this is, well, it's easy. It's easy to install, universal, and good for you too, because if it breaks in the future, you can buy one off the shelf and then install it and it will work just fine. But these ceiling fans are different. They were unique, special, high-end. And that high-end thing was an internal receiver. It may make installation a little easier. It may save up maybe a minute or two. But I can tell you, if something breaks, like this fan's broke, there's no way to replace it. I mean, there is, but you're going to have to open it up. And then I can tell you those are internal receivers are not something that you can pick up off the shelf. You have to call the manufacturer, and hopefully they have them. And since these ceiling fans are 3 years old, it's very unlikely that they are under warranty. So, and then even if she was able to get the receivers, paying me to change the receivers, I would have charged just as much to replace it as to replace just a receiver. And it would require me to come back because she didn't know that was a problem. So anyways, I checked for power, everything worked, and then something weird about this job was that they all died within a few months of each other. I've had many jobs in the past where ceiling fans just die, and I just replace them. And I tell the customer it's cheaper to replace than to fix it. But anyways, and I started thinking, these fans were actually made to break. And I can tell you, I'm not gonna name the company, but if you actually pay attention to the video, you can tell what company made this ceiling fan. They probably made this ceiling fans to break at a certain time, specifically. And it's not a coincidence for the ceiling fans to all die almost at the same time, within a couple of months of each other. No, there was no lightning in the past few months here, and there was no storms or anything power outage. No, because all of them would have died at the same time. So one died, then a few months, the other one, and then a month or two after that, the other one died. So all 3 of them. So the ceiling fans were made to break. And the reason for that is because they are cheap. And one thing that I've noticed, especially, is most ceiling fans that you buy online, if they are cheap, and mainly if they come from Amazon. Nothing wrong with Amazon, but just the sellers there. They're not good. You may save money right now, but I can tell you, once you install them, they're garbage. Especially the bigger ones, like the 72-inch plus, those are a nightmare. And I have learned the hard way over the years. I can tell you from personal experience, I have easily replaced maybe a few hundred ceiling fans. And I have run into everything, good and bad. And I have learned from all my mistakes. So, I can tell you, I showed up to this appointment. The power was good, and like I said, even in the past, if the power was not good or something else happened, I would have fixed the problem and saved the customer money. But on this one, it was just not worth it. And if you're in the market for ceiling fans, do not buy them online like Amazon. Just go to the box store and then buy some quality. Now, it's hard to distinguish quality nowadays because everything is garbage out there, to be honest. But I can tell you for ceiling fans, like if you're looking for like a 52 inch, like this one right here, I would say don't spend anything less than $150. And this, just check the date on this video. If you're watching it 10, 20 years from now, $150 it's not gonna be anything, pocket change. So adjust to your inflation rate. But yeah, spend the money right now so you don't have to, pay twice in the future. So if you're doing the work yourself, yeah, I mean, you may save labor time, but if you're paying somebody like me, you're going to be paying twice. I'm not cheap. And the reason I'm not cheap is because I learned the hard way, especially with ceiling fans. For instance, I never guarantee customer supply fans. And or anything, materials in general. And I'm glad that I did not originally install the ceiling fan for this lady, because she would have just called me and be like, Alan, my ceiling fans are not working. And then since I'm a very nice guy, I probably would have come over free of charge and checked the ceiling fans free of charge, even though it had been 3 years. And, that's money out of my pocket, gas, time. And I am a very nice person, and I don't mind doing that for people, but when you do it all the time, it adds up. So, and times are tough right now, so I cannot afford to give money away like that all the time. But anyways, thankfully, I was not the one who initially installed the fans. But when I give somebody an estimate, I always tell them I do not guarantee customer supply materials. So these fans that I'm installing right now, they're not guaranteed by me. If they break in a month from now, well, I'm sorry, lady. You signed the contract, it's on you. And I verbally tell this to people. So it's not like it's a surprise. They sign the estimate. I tell them verbally, very nicely. I tell them everything. I don't hide anything. I don't do small print. Customer knows everything. And that's one of the things that you need to do, especially if you're in the service industry, to keep your customers happy. And you may have to mention it twice, 3 times. So that way it's very clear to the customer that you don't guarantee stuff. Now, some of you are going to be like, Handyman, you just want to upsell. Make more money. Rip off the customer. No, I don't upsell anything. And the reason for that is because I don't want to pay sales taxes. If you're in the service industry and you upsell materials, legally you have to charge sales taxes, and those sales taxes go to the government. If you don't, you may get away with it right now, 5, 10 years. Eventually, they're going to catch you. And they're going to go back all the way to the beginning. And you're going to have to pay sales taxes for 5, 10, 15 years, all together, all at once with interest. And that's what ruins people. Just go online and do some research and see. You can read stories from contractors out there that thought they could get away with it. And, well, karma gets in eventually. So I don't want to deal with that. I don't charge sales taxes. Whatever I pay for materials, I charge a customer. Now, if I have to spend time buying materials and all that, I usually put that into labor, so not the actual cost of the materials. Other than that, if you're in the market, buy quality. If you want even more peace of mind, buy the extended warranty. Amazon has it. You can get like 3, 5 years plus. The box stores offer it. Get at least 3 years, 5 years, to be honest. A lot of these fans are meant to break within a few years. They just want you to get comfortable. They want you to lose the receipt. They want you to forget about it, even where you bought it from, how much. And then they break. And that applies to all ceiling fans out there, to be honest. So buy quality. Anything over $150, you should be okay. Make sure it has an external remote receiver, so that way you can replace it if it breaks, and that's the main thing that breaks with ceiling fans. And other than that, that's it, guys. It doesn't matter what brand you buy, all of them are about the same, even the more expensive ones. And from prior history, I can tell you the online ones are always trash. The blades are crooked, they're not straight, they wobble. It's just a nightmare. I can tell you so many stories where I've lost hours and hours of labor trying to get a ceiling fan balanced just to find out that the blades are warped because it was purchased online. Hopefully you like this video. If you have any questions, make sure to comment below. For those of you wondering, I charge $300 to install these 3 fans, and that's discounted.